We now come on to our fourth and unfortunately final speaker, because it's felt like 5 minutes today. We're flying back over the Atlantic, going over Canada, through the different states of Canada to the west side to British Columbia, which is actually one of the best places to live in the world if you're not living in Braj itself. It's a beautiful part of the world. And we're going to hear from Srimati Kamala Didi, whose parents came to Srila Prabhupada and who first met Gurudeva in 2001 and took initiation from him in 2008, and is, I believe, a social media well, I don't want to embarrass you. I'm going to call you a social media expert, even if you don't think you are. I was looking at your wall last time when you were on here. I looked at your wall and you look very organized, Didi. So welcome. It's very early there, like Sahadev. Kamala's gotten up very early at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So thank you and welcome, and we're very excited to hear your sharing this morning. Haribol.
Haribol. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am not qualified by any means to speak any glories of our dear Srila Gurudev, but I will try my best. Om Jnanatmarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti-Vedanta Narayani Namine. I offer my heart thousands and thousands of times into the lotus feet of my Srila Gurudev and Shri Guru Parampara, and I offer my Dandavata Pranams unto all of you wonderful devotees. So I am not very learned by any means, but I met my Srila Gurudev in 2001. Me and my family were living in Sharanagati at the time, and there were some devotees who contacted my mom, and there was Sri Lokanath and Mahoj, and they had a huge school bus. So there were a group of us. I was really young. I was probably like, I don't know, 9 or 10. I can't even remember. I have the world's poorest memory. And we all got onto this bus and we drove all the way down to the coast. It was like 8 or 9 or 10 hours. And we were all like really excited to go meet this wonderful person. And I don't really remember too much, but I saw this one picture someone took. And when I first saw Srila Gurudev, like my face was just so like mesmerized and my eyes were like almost popping out of my head. Like I was just so like overtaken with joy at seeing this pure devotee. And I really remember really loving the kirtans, but you know, as a young kid, you really want to just hang out with your friends and, you know, just kind of be outside of that. So I don't know if it's good to have regrets, but I feel that for all of the times where I had the opportunity to be with Srila Gurudev, I was too young to fully understand how special he actually was. And me and my family, on occasion, we would go down to California to the Badger festivals. And for me, that was a very, very special time because growing up, and it didn't have too much association. And even now, I'm just kind of by myself in this small little town in British Columbia, not so much association, really struggling. But looking back on the Badger festivals, I remember this one year, Srila Gurudev was supposed to be coming, and someone was like, oh, he's gonna arrive at this one entrance, so everyone go down there, start kirtan and wait for Srila Gurudev. And so I was one of those kids who had my camera, and I was always trying to get pictures of Srila Gurudev, and that was like one of my main focuses. And so I was waiting, and then someone's like, no, he's going on the other side. So I remember the feeling of just running, just like just booking it barefoot across the dirt and the rocks and the grass to see Srila Gurudev on the other side, and always wanting him to like look at me or something. I never had that experience of him looking directly at me, but I always wanted that. Be like, oh, I want him to notice me, but like Didi was saying previous, that's just an external, it's internal that matters. And then a few times Srila Gurudev came to Vancouver. I was young again, and this memory is just coming back. We were doing Tulsi Purkram in this one Sikh temple that he was giving class on. And I remember asking my mom if it would be okay to go and rush over and touch Srila Gurudev's feet. And I think I did. I think I just like ran across the room quickly, like touched his feet and ran back and was super embarrassed. But yeah, my memories of Srila Gurudev were always wanting to just be there and have his mercy. And I think that was kind of what I remember, but I was really unfortunate in terms of just wanting to, be with friends. And then I think the last Badger Festival, I had more of a mood of I want to serve the devotees. I want to be a little bit more involved in seva rather than, all of the mundane things. So that for me, unfortunately, came a little too late. That I personally feel like I almost wish I could have realized how important he was earlier on. But I don't have too many memories, and just hearing all of the devotees' wonderful experiences has really touched my heart. Thank you. I don't know if I could speak anymore.
Take your time, my
Thank
dear.
you.
Take your time. Oh, bless you. Oh. I was gonna say, when Kamala, take your time. I'll just say a couple of words, and maybe you can come back if you feel like it. But if you don't, we understand. I was gonna say, those people, I noticed it in quite a few people who either come to Gurudev late or even come to Gurudev after he disappeared, or didn't get that much interaction with Gurudev. There's a yearning, a depth, and intensity in these devotees' feeling for Gurudev. I mean, it's astonishing, actually. And Kamala is showing us how that experience can really intensify your feelings for Srila Gurudev. I suppose it's separation, essentially, what you're crying for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I
really.
could cry like you.
Yeah, I've always just kind of prayed. I've been praying more just to have, some love, because I feel like my heart is like a lava rock, I feel like I'm like how you're saying, I work in social media, I have a job, I'm so absorbed in the material energy that I really struggle in my spiritual life. And I just really want to pray to my Srila Gurudev and to the Vaishnavas that my lava-like heart can melt, that one day I can, really try and progress on a spiritual path, because I'm not doing anything, and it's really, really hard. And whenever I think of Srila Gurudev and his mercy and how he's given us this opportunity in this lifetime, I feel so fortunate, but also I'm so lost, because I don't want to cause him any pain. And I feel like not doing anything is causing him pain. And I don't want that. And I don't have the strength
understand. I can feel like lots of the devotees hearing you are praying for you, Didi, that you get engaged in seva and you can feel connected. But you, just to be able to cry like that shows that you're already partly melted, I can tell you. So don't give up. Don't. Gurudeva would always say, "Don't be hopeless. Don't be hopeless." You're not hopeless. And we've got a chat. We're talking on the 28th to try and connect you with some reading groups, right?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, there are lots of reading groups on here, and there's so many. I mean, it's not in any way monitored centrally, but there are so many reading groups, set up between one and some of them only have 2 people, some of them have 20 people. They're all over the place. So we'll make sure you get engaged, my dear.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Sorry, Yashoda, can I just say something to Kamala? Kamala, one of the first times that I saw Gurudev in England, he gave a class in Birmingham, and for some reason he was really cross in that class, and he was saying things to us that we weren't behaving like sons and daughters, and we were actually used the word prostitutes, that we were behaving like that. And I had a darshan just after that with him, and I was really like affected by what he had said. And I said to him that I felt really bad that he felt that way, that he was traveling across the world to see us, and that he felt that this is how we were behaving. And I said to him, I want you to feel proud of me as your daughter. I want to please you. I don't want you to feel like this. And he laughed and he said, and I knew that this was also not just an instruction for me, but this was an instruction for many. But he said, if you always think like this, I will be pleased. And he smiled, and I knew that's our first baby step, just to even think like you are and feel like you are is so pleasing to him. And he will, like Krishna says in the Gita, he will carry what we lack. He is our Krishna. He will preserve what you have, and he will carry what you lack. And he confirmed that. So, and I know that wasn't just a message for me. I know that was a message for his daughters. That was a message for his sons. That was a message for you too.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel very fortunate that Gurudev has given me such a large family, even though we might be, so far away. A beautiful, beautiful family. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamala. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
I don't think I can speak anymore, but
no, it's fine.
I
think there are quite a few tears going on around the world right now. So I think you almost I was close to being set off. So if I'm almost crying, I can't imagine what other people are doing. So
thank you. Vanchaka Patrivya Chakri Pasandivev Japtinam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Shri Gurudev Ki Jai.
So Hare Krishna, we come to the end of our another beautiful glorification. Thank you so much to Shriman Sahadev Prabhu and Nava Latika from Bolivia, and thank you so much to Shamali from London and Kamala from British Columbia. Very beautiful. It's hard to get the words fluent now because Kamala's rocked my heart for sure. And yeah, you just, when somebody is so intensely feeling for Srila Gurudev, whatever it is, it's like, it's visceral. Like when her heart is connected to Gurudev, we can't fail but to be connected. It's quite it's like thunder in your heart. It's amazing. Kamala, thank you for sharing like that. That was certainly not forecast, and very surprising and very beautiful, very heart-rendering. So we come to the end of our 13th beautiful glorification. This is the last one of this calendar year. So the next one will be in the actual calendar year of Gurudev's centennial appearance. And it'll be at the normal time of midday UK time. Thank you again. I'm going to say everybody who's come today, you know, even all those who have not said anything, please know that your service, your Shravan, is facilitating everybody else's Shravan and Kirtan. If you weren't attending, this wouldn't be happening. Gurudev wouldn't be glorified. Gurudev wouldn't be pleased, and we wouldn't be able to all serve Gurudev. So we are all helping each other serve Gurudev. You might just think all you're doing is turning on the Zoom and it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. And I really honor that. I honor your time. Thank you so much for doing that. Yashadari, would you like to say something before Radhika finishes with some kirtan?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. I just want to say firstly, thank you so much for bringing me closer to Srila Gurudev this week again. Every week I'm finding that Gurudev has dropped these little gems in all of his devotees and his disciples that are now being unraveled. Just like when Giriraj was being lifted, it wasn't just soil that was there. There were so many jewels from so many and it was shining like it was, you know, it was like beautiful scene that people forgot what was happening outside. And I think that this is like that with all the disciples of Srila Gurudev, that they're so beautiful and outshining that we forget what's happening in our material life. And I certainly do. And Kamala Didi, I just wanted to say one thing, that Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj said one thing in a letter to one of his disciples. And he said something like, I'm just paraphrasing because I cannot, I'll try and find the article. But he said that for every tear or every cry that is made, that Sri Guru is listening to that. Whether that, when you're crying alone, don't think that you're just crying alone. Actually, Sri Guru is listening to you. So your cry or your tears is not just being done without anyone listening. Srila Gurudev is listening to you, and he'll always listen to you because he's our father. So I just wanted to say that, and I just hope that many more disciples of Srila Gurudev, Srila Maharaja, Srila Prabhupada come forward and say some more things so that we can continue these memory festivals and keep the fire that is burning to meet in separation with Srila Gurudev again manifests and keeps manifesting until we reach a peak where we can't stand to be anywhere else but at Srila Gurudev's lotus feet. So thank you again from my side, and please forgive me for any offenses that I've caused along the way, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. And yeah, Hari 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 Bol. I think that was it. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Vama Maharaj ji ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samakta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.